I'm delighted to be able to speak to you at the Yorkshire Asian Business Association. However, I'm very sorry that I'm not able to be with you in person, and I know I'm going to be missing a fabulous and inspirational evening. I came to the UK from India as a 19-year-old for my higher education and studied in London and at Cambridge. And the country I came to 30 years ago was a very different country to today. It was a country where my friends and family told me when I came here, if you decide to work after you finish your studies in Britain, remember you'll never get to the top because you will not be allowed to get to the top as a foreigner. There will be a glass ceiling. And I'm ashamed to say that they were right 3 decades ago. But I'm delighted to say that today they would be absolutely wrong because I've seen this country transform over the last 3 decades into a country with a glass ceiling, to a country where that glass ceiling has now been shattered and there is opportunity for all regardless of race, religion or background. And the Asian community is the best example of this, where Asians are now reaching the very top in every field, whether it's in politics, sports, business. Last year we had an event in Westminster Hall, the 900-year-old building in Parliament, and we stood on the steps of Westminster Hall to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the ethnic minority MPs like Keith Vaz, who were elected in 1987. And I remember being at Cambridge University then when he was elected and being so happy that an Indian was actually elected to the House of Commons. And there were just 4 of them 25 years ago. And on the steps of Westminster Hall, there were 69 members of Parliament from the House of Commons and the House of Lords from the ethnic minorities, from 4 to 69 in 25 years. That's how this country's changed, but we have a long way to go. The other aspect of change in the last 3 decades is that in the 80s, entrepreneurship was looked down upon. It was conjuring up images of Del Boy and second-hand car salesmen. Today, entrepreneurship is celebrated. Today, it is cool to be an entrepreneur, and I think Britain is one of the most entrepreneurial countries that exists. What I also passionately believe in is Britain as a country. London is, of course, the greatest of the world's great cities. However, people tend to focus just on London and don't realize that we have the whole country. And Yorkshire is such a vibrant county with so much happening in Yorkshire, in the cities in Yorkshire. And I love traveling up to Yorkshire, and I do so regularly over the years. And it makes me feel so proud to see that cities 25, 30 years ago that were down and out have now revived, have now had a huge resurgence, are now vibrant. And there's so much potential in a county like Yorkshire. And of course, what really frustrates me is, as the founding chairman of the UK-India Business Council, when I'm promoting trade, business and investment between our 2 countries, that when I ask audiences around Britain, how many of you do business with India, only a handful of hands go up. And I think that British businesses now have to think global. From day one, when a business starts, it has to think global, and it has to behave in a global manner, because the opportunities are so huge, whether it's selling your product and exporting to a country like India, or whether it's setting up in India and doing business in India, and the huge emerging marketplace of over 300 million middle-class consumers growing every year. It's an enormous opportunity for British business. The second thing I think for British business is to have the right attitude. We are not very good at selling ourselves abroad. People do not abroad appreciate how good Britain is in so many different areas. And we are best of the best in the world in just about every field you can imagine, whether it's lawyers, accountants, design. We have some of the best design in the world, automobile engineering, high-end advanced manufacturing, beer. Cobra Beer, I'm proud to say, has won 73 gold medals in the Mont Selection World Quality Awards since 2001. I'm sorry to boast, but I'm proud of it. And in every area we are so good and so brilliant. London is the #1 financial center in the world in spite of the financial crisis. Our universities are the best in the world along with the United States. Every ranking of the top universities in the world In the top 10, at least 3 will be British. In the top 20, at least 6 will be British. And we're a country that's 6 times smaller than the United States of America. So we have a lot to be proud of. And British business should operate with confidence globally. Not with arrogance, not with hubris, but with confidence. And the third thing is that there's no point thinking global. There's no point being confident and having great products and great businesses if we don't do it with the right values. And that is what this country, Britain, has always been respected for over the years, is a country which has always had a sense of fairness, a sense of justice, and a sense of integrity. And if our businesses behave with integrity, then there is nothing to stop us globally. And the definition of the word integrity, the Archbishop of Canterbury came to visit the Zoroastrian community, my tiny little community, the Zoroastrian Parsis. He came to visit us in London, and in his speech, he said Lord Bilimoria has mentioned the word integrity twice, but people don't understand the meaning of the word integrity. It comes from the Latin word integrum, which means wholeness. You cannot practice integrity unless you are whole as an individual, unless you're whole as an organization, and in this case, unless we feel whole as businesses, then we have the confidence to practice integrity. I wish you all the very best. I wish I could be with you this evening, and I look forward to hearing all about it. And I wish the Yorkshire Asian Business Association every success. May it go from strength to strength. Thank you.